In the modern world, where social norms blur and desires are cloaked in deception, the average man has become confused, conditioned by fairy tales and romantic illusions. He forgets that the true laws of nature are cold, selective, and ruthless. While women are often advised to raise their standards, men are rarely taught to develop discernment. Instead, they chase validation, fall prey to beauty without depth, and mistake submission for loyalty. But what if we reframe this dilemma through the eyes of Niccolò Machiavelli, the master of power, deception, and strategic control? What if a man, guided not by lust or emotional weakness, but by ruthless clarity, could choose a high-value woman with the same cold calculation he would use to choose a general, a diplomat, or a political ally? Machiavelli believed that power was preserved through cunning, observation, and the elimination of weakness. Applied to relationships, this means one thing. A high-value man must choose a high-value woman not based on flattery or fantasy, but through a dark lens of reality. Not every woman qualifies, and most never will. Let's walk through the mindset, filters, and mental weaponry of a man who ruthlessly chooses not just any woman, but the right one. A woman worthy of legacy, not just attention. The Machiavellian man doesn't pursue, he selects. While most men chase approval from women, the strategic man studies them. He knows that a woman's value is not found in her appearance alone, but in her mind, her instincts, her behavior under pressure, and her loyalty when no one is watching. The first step in this dark art is detachment. A Machiavellian man is never driven by desire. He views desire as a weakness, useful for others to act on, but dangerous for himself to indulge blindly. He separates beauty from worth. Just as a ruler may appear noble but plot betrayal, a woman's charm is no measure of her true self. To choose well, the Machiavellian man observes patterns, not performances. He does not fall for the polished mask a woman shows the world. He waits for moments when her guard drops, when she's tired, envious, impatient, or ignored. That is when truth slips through the cracks. And he never forgets what he sees. He watches how she speaks of other women. If she disrespects them behind their backs, she will one day do the same to him. He pays attention to how she reacts to boundaries. If she tests him, ignores his limits, or manipulates outcomes with tears or anger, he knows she is not fit for long-term alliance. Machiavelli wrote that it is better to be feared than loved, if one cannot be both. Similarly, the Machiavellian man knows that a woman who does not respect him will eventually stop loving him. Therefore, he does not aim to be liked. He aims to be valued. He does not tolerate disloyalty, even in subtle forms. If she flirts for attention, he walks. If she withholds affection to punish him, he withdraws permanently. The Machiavellian man would rather be alone than compromised. He does not rush to commit. He observes over time. He knows that women, like men, can perform roles in the early stages of attraction. True loyalty is not proven in comfort, but in chaos. He watches how she behaves when disappointed. Does she speak with dignity or venom? Does she turn cold, or does she stay present? This is where her true character is revealed. The Machiavellian man is drawn not to the loud, performative feminine, but to the quiet, observant one. The woman who is self-contained. The woman who seeks no spotlight, but owns every room she enters. The one who chooses her words carefully, who doesn't show off her body for validation, who doesn't need to chase status because she is the value. Her beauty is not just skin deep, it's in her self-discipline, her emotional regulation, her loyalty to herself, even when it would be easier to fold. She doesn't beg, she doesn't gossip, she doesn't weaponize her femininity, she refines it. The Machiavellian man recognizes that a high-value woman must be rare, not just in beauty, but in character. And rare women don't come easy. He is willing to test her, not to hurt her, but to see if she can withstand pressure, if she values herself enough to say no. If she has boundaries, she enforces. If she is stable without being cold, warm without being naive, he watches how she speaks of men. If her words are laced with bitterness, blame, or victimhood, he knows she hasn't healed, and he walks away. A high-value woman does not generalize men. She does not carry the wounds of her past into every room. She does not try to dominate the masculine. She complements it. Machiavelli wrote that fortune favors the bold, but boldness must be guided by intelligence. The Machiavellian man, therefore, does not get swept into lust or chemistry. He controls his urges. He sees desire for what it is, a temporary intoxication, and he waits. He tests. He observes until clarity replaces attraction. He values women who add to his mission, not distract from it. He chooses a woman who challenges him without undermining him, who supports him without smothering him, who respects his silence and understands that not everything needs to be said. The modern world may label this cold, but the Machiavellian man doesn't care for approval. He cares for truth. And truth, in the realm of relationships, is that not all women are worthy of a high-value man, just as not all men are worthy of a high-value woman. This man is dangerous to women who seek control, because he cannot be guilt. He cannot be seduced by flattery. He cannot be baited into emotional chaos. His standards are not emotional, they're strategic. He knows that the wrong woman can drain a man of vision, resources, time, and legacy. One compromised alliance can destroy an empire, and he will never risk that, because his mission matters more than any momentary infatuation. Machiavelli reminds us, appearances deceive. The world is not ruled by love, but by fear, respect, and leverage. A man who applies this lens to relationships becomes immune to manipulation. He becomes sovereign, and when he finally does choose a woman, it is not out of need, but precision. She will be his complement, not his burden. His partner in power, not his project in progress. She will understand the value of silence, of loyalty, of grace. She will be calm in storms, loyal in conflict, and beautiful in solitude, because he was willing to wait, to study, to eliminate illusions, and to choose, not chase. That is the Machiavellian man, and that is the dark art of ruthless selection. Welcome to the Machiavelli Guide.